Hey, this is a pillow. Before I get into this rant, I do make a very slight reference to a PDF file A. Um, it's it's not overly graphic. Well, no, it is compared to other references, relatively graphic. I don't go into details. It's a creepy uncle thing. I get really heated in this rant, so be be mindful of that. Just wanted to say this before this video even starts. I'm recording it directly after the rant. So, with that being said, I love your faces. I hope you enjoy this. I got heated. Hopefully you can take some joy out of this. Peace. Well, not peace. You're about to watch this, hopefully. Hello, everyone. A pillow here once again with another pillow talk, and I have to say, I was very recently scorned on the world's greatest platform. God's gift to man. I'm not even religious, but it is God's gift to man. The great, glorious, beautiful platform that is Twitter.com. Recently, I've gotten into an argument with a person on Twitter, and this has happened before on too many occasions, of someone who basically just claims to have anti-electoral positions, will not vote, does not believe in voting, thinks that voting doesn't help, someone who believes that voting is a rebuke of your moral beliefs and your standards and practices and guidelines for living your life, someone who believes that this practice of potential even harm reduction is harmful. And I'm here to debunk that question, that issue, right here, right now. Now, I'm coming to you as someone who does not like the Democratic Party all that much. I think the Democratic Party is a little too not extremely to the left. I think they're a little too centrist. I think that they try to collaborate a little too much with the Republican Party, and while I don't necessarily think that the average Democratic voter is as ghoulish as I believe the average Republican voter is, that doesn't mean that the average Democrat voter doesn't support some policies that I think are bad, like, say, the war on drugs and the way that we've been doing it. Things of that nature. I don't think the Democratic Party is necessarily the best party, or my party that in a just world, a great world, I would vote for. I wouldn't vote for Democrats in a good world. The fact of the matter is, we don't live in a good world. Currently in the United States of America, there are two political parties. You have the Democrats, who are just status quo, business as usual, that kind of party, occasionally trying to improve some things, aren't entirely ghoulish on social policy, etc. That's the Democratic Party. And then you have an entity that is known as the Great Old Party, the party that will lie out of their teeth and then revoke your rights after they get into power. The party that is actively trying to undermine democracy because they don't win in true democratic structures. The party that is currently trying to elevate a fascist grand poobah to the presidency once again in order to fully shy away from our American democracy. A party that is not a good party and is actively taking away people's rights to healthcare, to life. A party that is actively flying migrants over to Martha's Vineyard up in Massachusetts for no reason other than to be ghoulish. A party that is engaged in the stripping of people's reproductive rights, etc. That's basically what we have. We have a milquetoast, may occasionally get things done, but overall kind of disappointing party, and then you have giga evil on the other side. The only thing that's more evil than them are people that are more honest about their evil. And if I'm being honest, I'll take the honest evil over the hidden evil from these people at any time. But we have these anti-electoralists on Twitter, these smart, curious, glorious people who think that going out and volunteering at a soup kitchen is enough to create change whenever people's rights are actively being taken away by one of the political parties in this country. These great, glorious people who think that voting doesn't work. Well, I'm going to tell you, as someone who will genuinely be affected, as in the communities that I'm in, I'm a black person, I'm a queer person, As someone in these communities, I can tell you flat out, voting may not be the only solution. I think people should do direct action. I think you should go out there and volunteer in soup kitchens. I think you should go out there and knock on doors. I think you should go out there and try to provide materials for people in poverty, whether it be food, whether it be shelter, whether it be clothing, whether it be menstrual products, etc. I think direct action helps, and we should be doing direct action. And we should also be voting so that this direct action isn't deemed illegal by the great evil party over all the way in the South, trying to regain this country and to stop democracy from happening once again. How do you do that? Direct action isn't going to do anything against that party. Voting is. I serve as someone who will have my rights taken away if this other party wins. I'm not voting for Democrats because I like the Democratic Party. I'm voting for Democrats because I don't want to be dead. Quite frankly, and if you're coming from a position that voting doesn't work, or that anti-electoralism is the strategy that you should do, or that you should only do direct action, you are actively complicit in a genocide. If you can do direct action, you can vote. If you can go out there and give clothing and food to homeless people, which you should be doing, it is a good thing if you have the ability to do that. Please do that. But if you can do these things, you can also stand in a line once every 2 years and vote. You don't have to like the Democratic Party. You don't have to agree with their policies. You can despise the Democratic Party like I do, but don't try to make equivalencies between the two parties and claim that that's a reason not to vote. Don't point to the record of Biden, which has admittedly been not very good over his course in the Senate, but don't point to his record and go, oh, he's just as bad as Republifuck over here, who wants to steal your rights, and who actively talks about how much he wants little children to not be able to get an abortion after their creepy uncle does horrific things to them. I'm gonna have to record a trigger warning after this and put that beforehand because I didn't mean for it to get that dark. But these are the same people who claim that these two parties are the same exact thing, that they have the same exact evils. The evils of the Democratic Party are numerous, but compared to the Republican Party, the Democratic Party is a little kitten, a little tiny little beautiful kitten that isn't gonna do anything much except for be a little kitten and dilly-dally around compared to the glorious evil that is the Republican Party. I will not sit idly by while an opposite party takes away my rights to exist, to live, to love who I want to love, to marry who I want to marry, to be who I want to be, to express myself how I want to express myself. And quite frankly, you are coming from a position of high privilege, and I don't use that word lightly, I don't use that word often, but you are coming from a position of high privilege and disconnect from the qualms and the horrors of actual people's lives if you say that direct action is the only way to affect change, especially on a larger scale. Your general strike isn't going to go through, buddy. Your general strike isn't going to go through, especially in all of these right-to-work states that will fire you on the spot for even thinking of the word union. It's not going to work. You want to know how you can stop those right-to-work states from doing that thing? Vote! Vote in politicians who support unions. Vote in politicians that support queer people. Vote in politicians who want to make it easier to do direct action. Vote in politicians who want to aid in the housing crisis. Vote in politicians who want to universalize healthcare. Your direct action will do nothing without voting. You can vote and you can do direct action. I'm for direct action. I support direct action, but do not come in here speaking anti-electoralism and thinking that I'm going to believe you when you say that you do direct action. If you can't even bring yourself to stand in a line once every 2 Novembers in the United States, if you can't even bring yourself to stand in that line, I know you're not volunteering at that soup kitchen. Don't act like you do. Do not engage in anti-electoralism and call yourself my ally. Do not engage in anti-electoralism and call yourself a leftist, because you're not. All you do is care about yourself. There are people out here with bigger issues than you, and you need to help support these people by voting for politicians that aren't actively trying to kill us. With that being said, I got quite heated there. I love your faces. If you want to follow me, ask me a question, debate me, potentially set up a debate, have a conversation with me, ask me what my favorite movie is, you can follow me and do so on Twitter. In the link in the description is where you will find my Twitter. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. And share this video, please. Share it to someone who might agree with me. Share it to someone who might disagree with me, potentially. It might work, it might not. I'm trying to get my watch hours up so I can potentially monetize this channel. And the only way to do that is by sharing and getting my views out and up. With that being said, I love you all, and I will see you all in the next video. Pillow out.